Mom, what have you learned?
I'm going to go back to my weekend class at lunchtime. When I was so shocked, and I'm not shocked easily, it won't be shocking to you, how the conversation at lunchtime revolved around people's eating habits. I couldn't believe it. Who doesn't eat? Who only eats this? Who only eats at these times? Everybody had a comment, and I was just sitting there eating my soup, so badly wanting to just give them your email link to come work with you, because I'm like, boy, you guys, it doesn't have to be this complicated. I couldn't believe it, how people complicate their lives over food.
Hello, my honeys. I'm Healthy Emmie. This is Healthy Mommy, and this is Healthy Dad. And we are doing the September 2023 wrap up to see how the month of September went for healthy parents. If you're new here, hey, I'm Healthy Emmie. I'm the creator of the Slim on Starch program, where you work with me as well as a mindset coach and a nutrition coach to lose weight on a plant-based diet. Healthy Mommy and Healthy Dad are both slim on starch themselves, and we're going to talk about wins from the month, struggles, things they learned about. So let's get into it. All right, well, we always start out with what our favorites were from the Healthy Mommy and Healthy Dad cookbooks. Who would like to start?
Go ahead.
We are on the Mexi kick. I converted over to pinto beans, and actually it just seems to be hitting the spot. So given that it's raining today for a change, it's going to be a good meal to have tonight, and we're either going to have it tomorrow or Sunday too. Again, it's a 2-meal deal, but we're really kind of in the mode of enjoying our Mexi.
My turn.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to say pizza. Pizza has started to come back in conversation. One of my favorite pizza places from New Haven is coming up to the Boston area, and that's what got us on that kick. Is that on the menu this week?
This weekend,
yeah. So we're going to go ahead and do that. My cauliflower potato crust recipe is in the cookbook. So I put hummus and spinach and onions and mushrooms on it, no oil, and it's great.
Just for those that aren't familiar with the Healthy Mommy cookbook, it is a pizza crust that is made from potatoes and from cauliflower. So not from flour, it's not bread, and it's something else.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It comes out a little bit different each time, depending. We're not looking at a piece of slice that you can fold in half and eat. You eat it in a different way, but boy, is it good.
So it's not institutionalized.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, now let's talk about our favorite primary foods from the month of September. So, Dad, what was your favorite primary food over this past month?
I'm going to say yard work. Of all things. So we've been in this house 26 years, and the to-do list never ends. I did a project the other day that the gutters of all things that needed painting, and it only took me 26 years to get to it, but it's a sense of accomplishment that I like the way it looks.
All right, Mom, how about you?
That's a really good one for Healthy Dad because it involves physical activity as well. I'm going to go with interior home and decorating. Our oldest son just bought a house, and with total respect to the fact that this is their house, not my house, it just gives you really happy thoughts about how I would, paint and decorate, and it's fresh and brand new.
All right, well, now let's talk about wins from this past month. Dad, what win would you like to share with us?
Doing my best to fit in all the things that I want to do, because the days are getting shorter, and it'll kind of go to your next question of challenges or losses, if you will, because I'm back to work. Between the shorter days and going back to work, it has been a little bit of a challenge, especially on the swimming. The swimming has really taken a hit. Again, I don't want to be one of those persons that finds a plausible excuse to not do something, but like yesterday, I got home and I was still able to get a bike ride in. You didn't even know I took a bike ride because I got home, I took care of it, and dinner was still on time.
So you are retired. So can you clarify what you mean by back to work?
I work a day a week at the college with access and disability services, and we get the students that need help as far as accessibility. We get them to and from class, and then various other appointments on campus. It's a fairly important function for these kids to be able to operate as normally as possible within society. So it's normally a 1-day-a-week job. Past 2 weeks and going into next week, it's been 2 days, and it really throws me off. But, again, it's a rewarding job of helping these kids. I do the best I can to fit in all that I can around that particular schedule.
All right, Mom, what win do you want to share?
I took a class this past weekend. It was a Saturday and Sunday class, and they instructed you to, bring your own lunch, which I did, and was happy because there was a spread of all kinds of goodies that I sort of had to use my willpower to navigate. Because boy, is it easy to start grazing. But thanks to all that I've learned in this program, it really is a simple fix to have what you need that will fill you, and then that grazing doesn't really interest you as much.
It's really hard to make the right decision when you are not properly fueled. It would be like if you went to that course, you had all this time that you weren't eating, you were doing the meditation, whatever it was. You get to lunchtime, and if you don't have anything, it would be the equivalent to you've been walking through the desert for days, and then somebody offers you a bottle of water.
Yeah.
You're going to take it.
Yeah.
If you're starving, you're going to eat what's in front of you, which is why it is imperative to, we say, replace, don't restrict. Make sure that you have the food there that you are going to have so that you don't just end up eating what is in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
What did you bring to eat?
I brought my Dr. McDougal's doctored up soup, threw that in the microwave, and I had a bowl of cut up fruit.
Beautiful. All right, next is, what have you learned over the past month?
When I drove by Starbucks this morning, there were probably 20 cars in line, and this is 8:30 in the morning. And again, not to pick on Starbucks or any fast food place, but do these people do it out of habit or out of necessity? And I'm so fortunate to not have those kind of habits. And good habits are as easy to keep as bad ones. So yes, I'm drinking my water, staying in the right lane. Fall prey to pressures. Oh, hey, why don't you have a steak, or why don't you have this, or why don't you? No, we don't. We just don't do it.
Something that James Clear talks about when it comes to language is you did it perfectly, Dad. He says there was a study done where they were talking about people doing their workouts, and one group of people said, I can't miss a workout, while the other group of people said, I don't miss a workout. Mm-hmm. And what they found was the people that said, I don't miss a workout were a lot more likely. I think it was 8 out of 10 actually did the workout, versus I can't miss a workout. Not as many people ended up doing it, because when you say I do or I don't, that's your identity. Mm-hmm. I am somebody who does their workout, mm-hmm. or I'm not somebody, I'm unwilling to miss a workout. Mm-hmm. So what you said, we just don't do that. I just don't do it. And that's that. There's no room for anything else. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is, when it comes to addictive behaviors, what we usually find is people are more so addicted to the behavior as opposed to the substance. So with the Starbucks, it's going through the drive-through, it's having them hand you the warm cup, it's putting the cup in, it's driving and smelling the Starbucks. It's all of the behaviors surrounding it as opposed to what's really in the cup. Mm-hmm. And so I have my clients, I actually was talking about this with a client this week. I said, you can still go to Starbucks. Let's just change what it is that you're getting. And today's Friday. She's actually trying it today. So today she's not going to get the cream and Splenda that she always gets, but she's still going to go get her warm drink from Starbucks, an herbal tea, and see how that experience goes for her. Mom, what have you learned?
I'm going to go back to my weekend class at lunchtime. When I was so shocked, and I'm not shocked easily, it won't be shocking to you, how the conversation at lunchtime revolved around people's eating habits. I couldn't believe it. Who doesn't eat, who only eats this, who only eats at these times. Everybody had a comment, and I was just sitting there eating my soup, so badly wanting to just give them your email link to come work with you, because I'm like, boy, you guys, it doesn't have to be this complicated. I couldn't believe it, how people complicate their lives over food.
Another thing too is a lot of my clients say that's a very uncomfortable situation for them, mm-hmm. and they don't know what to do. And they say, why is everyone always talking about food and diets? I honestly think it's because people don't know what else to talk about, and they don't want to sit in silence. And so everyone's around food. Okay, so let's just talk about the food. That seems to be what we have in common. So perhaps if you find yourself in these situations, bringing up a new topic of conversation. It was a meditation retreat, right? Mm-hmm. So certainly that's something that you all have in common, your spirituality. So if you do find yourself in these scenarios, first, you don't have to participate in that conversation if you don't want to. But if you want the conversation to go in a different way, what else could you talk about? What else do you have in common? Any struggles from September 2023?
Yeah, as I said before, when I'm back to work, I get frustrated. Like today, it's raining, and I so no bike ride, and that hurts. And I don't know if it's going to let up, but it gets frustrating because again, I want to try to stay within the framework of the things that I do, that make me feel right. And again, be it yard work or bike riding or swimming or golf or mowing the lawn, all those things. And we talked about it last month with all the rain that we had. It's still happening. So that's been kind of the joke on the radio, that the rain again is showing up just in time for the weekend. Here we go.
It's actually funny. I was thinking about this on the drive here, how it's raining and how I have to park in a different parking lot and I have to walk a mile back to my apartment, and how there's still a little part of me that's like, that rain better stop when I have to walk back to my apartment.
Good luck.
Yeah. And I was thinking about the conversation that we had last month and how I'm better off just accepting it's going to be raining when I'm walking back to my apartment. I'm going to get wet. And that's that. And I don't need to have this little energy that's trying to change it and getting frustrated, because it is what it is.
Sort of the same thing, in that you become so, especially healthy dad, so rote about your good habits. And when life or another event infiltrates that, then you feel like your day is incomplete. You somehow let yourself down. And I think that that's a journey, a work in progress, to just appreciate the downtime for a bit.
Mm-hmm. And it makes you grateful. You can't feel joy unless you feel pain. So it makes us grateful for when the sun is out. And it's like, if you go to California and the sun's out every single day, it doesn't feel as great. Whereas when the sun's out here, everyone is booming. What have you struggled with in the past month, Mom? Being so fabulous?
Yeah, it's hard. Nothing really outrageous. Same life issues that I think everybody does. Nothing big.
Okay.
Lucky you.
Anything coming up in the month of October that you need to plan for food-wise?
Well, you just mentioned we're going to see the Patriots next week, and we're sitting at a very good location, I guess, that's going to have food, which will be interesting. But, there's absolutely certain things that will not even bother appealing to us. So it'll be interesting to see how, the other people that we sit with, partake or over partake, if you will. It'll be fun, that's for sure. But it'll be a navigation process. I think would be interesting to see how people will try to put their way of lives on to us, and almost like from a guilt standpoint. But we'll take it with a grain of salt and laugh about it. We have a wedding coming up the following month that we're going to have to navigate just a little bit. It's a long ride if we do drive.
All right, Mom, anything coming up for you in the month of October?
Well, I live with this guy, so pretty much the same thing.
All right. Well, Dad, what is going to be the secret word that they should comment if they made it to this point in the video?
Sunshine. That makes everybody in a good mood.
All right. Well, thank you, honeys, for watching, and I will see you in my next video.